Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cologne podcast.
I'm Myke.
And I'm Ryan. We're two best friends, right?
Yeah.
Still?
We're two friends. Just friends going on a fragrance podcast adventure. God, I'm out. I forgot the whole tagline. I've been gone so long.
Good Lord. Welcome back. He just got back from Milan, Italy.
Yeah.
We're at Essence.
Mm-hmm.
You got to hang out with a bunch of cool people.
The coolest people.
And we'll dabble in that throughout the episode.
Yeah, we're going to have some episodes coming up where we talk to the guys and get their opinions on it.
Yes, sir. And he just slept for 12 hours.
I had to. I had flight delays. I got trapped in Paris again. Good Lord. Yeah, so I walk up to the counter. I'm in Milan, flying out, and they keep pushing my flight back. And I had, before the flight got pushed back, whenever I landed in Paris, I had 30 minutes to get to my gate.
Damn.
To get on the flight from Paris to Atlanta to get back. And the flight got pushed back an hour. So immediately I go, I'm missing my flight. Yeah. Then it got pushed back 2 hours. So I go up to the lady at like the ticketing counter and she goes, well, do you want to see if you can try to still catch your flight before we change your tickets? And I'm like, unless that plane is also a DeLorean, we're not making this flight. Because I'm like, I would have to be on it an hour ago. You know?
By the way, speaking of all this plane shit.
Yes.
You know, you guys out there rip me all the time, say I'm a fucking loser because I won't get on a plane. Mike's telling me everything's good. From the time you left till you got back, it's been one incident after another in these planes, man.
Yeah,
some are landing upside down. Some are crashing out.
Yeah.
Some are literally barely missing each other. One's taking off. One's running through the freaking runway there.
Right.
And people are riding first class with freaking dead bodies.
Yeah, heard about that as well.
Dude, I'm like, what the hell? I'm good. You know, our patrons are like, we really need to start a fund for Ryan to go on this trip, like through a...
You'll never go.
Through, what's it called?
GoFundMe.
Well, they were saying GoFundMe, but they were saying they want to book a cruise. Like, I'm doing it by fucking sea.
Oh my God. That would take you like 2 months to get there. What is this, the Demeter? Is this Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Oh God. So yeah, it would take an act of God, I think, to get me going.
Ryan Columbus selling the seas of blue.
Yeah. But you're back. I'm happy for you to be back. Yes. I'm happy for you to be back. He brought tons of goodies back, tons of full bottles. We're going to pass that along to our patrons. If you're not a patron, I'm telling you, I'm not saying this in an insulting way. Stop being a fucking idiot. Become a Patreon.
Well, yeah. So the one we smell today, going out to the Patreons. Then we're also doing another episode for the Patreons that another full bottle's going out. So
we don't keep full bottles here. We pass that on to the friends of the podcast, and that is our Patreon members.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. We see people go, yeah, they're just out there for the free bottles, We don't keep the free bottles.
We don't.
They go out. And that's our freaking spiel.
Literally, if we like something, this has been more Mike than me, but we'll ship it out. You'll go and buy the bottle you wanted.
Yeah, you know? It's true. Speaking of liking something...
Okay.
I've got a review from Fragrantica from Dumplings.
Is it spelled D-U-M-B?
Yeah. So Dumpling says, love Kajal fragrances, but always been a hater of cherry and almond. Let's see if Kajal can finally make me a fan of the cherry and almond fragrances. Excited to test this, but I have a feeling it's going to have the Play-Doh or medicine smell from cherry and almond combos.
Interesting.
Also, it just got released not even a couple weeks ago.
It actually launched on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So there wasn't any reviews from people who've actually smelled it.
Yeah.
So that's why we got that.
Before we get into it, though, we got to give our one night stand review that's happened over a week ago now.
Yeah.
Of Tom Ford's Boise Pacifique or whatever. How do you pronounce that?
Hit the music, Todd.
Yeah. One night stand review.
Ryan, I actually let Clément CC Fragrances hear the way you said that.
Okay.
In previous episode. And she thought it was super cute. She actually thinks it's cute when people try to do the French names.
Really?
Yeah, because me, her, and Steve were having a conversation. We were asking her, is it super annoying to hear people just absolutely butcher it?
Okay.
And she's like, no, I actually find it charming.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah. And I was like, because yikes, right?
Yeah. Mega yikes on my part, because I know.
Yeah.
You know, I know people they've written in and they're like, I love you and Mike's voices and stuff like that. It's so funny, though. This is off subject, but, you know, obviously, again, I'm bringing it up. Marvel Rivals. I play the hell out of it. But anytime I'm like, hey, guys, don't line of sight the healer, they're like, who's this country motherfucker? I'm like, God damn, am I that country sounding?
Hey, now, y'all. Good Lord. So you're getting on the mic with them and they're like,
you have to. Yeah, I like playing rank and I'm always playing healer, like a strategist class as a healer, and everybody, this is me being nerding out right now, but I don't know if it's just console players or whatever, but goddamn, my teams always suck. And I'm like having to literally do everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And I'm really not just saying that. I'm just being blunt and honest. I'm not great, but I'm doing everything I can.
Well, the funny thing about accents, I was talking with Chris about this. He was asking me, could I notice the difference between his and Steve's accent? Because he said, you know, whenever I listen to American accents, I can detect a Southern accent, like a Northeastern accent. And I was like, no,
I can't either.
I can't really, distinguish the difference between those two. Now, them and strong style fragrances, yes, big time. And them and Barry, big time. Barry's is so different that I kept telling him, I'm like, to an American, we'd think you were like Scottish or something.
Yeah.
Because that's just like my ignorance of the area over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny that, here in America too, you can like really pick up on the differences. But you guys have more subtleties over there across the pond.
Definitely, I would feel like it's more subtle there. Here, I feel like it's very more distinct, you know? I mean, literally.
So. To our ear, at least.
Dude, literally, you go next door to Louisiana and like the accent there is crazy.
Yeah, especially when they have like that Cajun accent.
Dude, it's wild, dude. Yeah.
Okay, we should probably talk about Tom Ford. Bois Pacifique. The woods of the Pacific.
It wasn't bad, but was it crazy memorable to you?
Yeah, it was decent. I actually talked with Licky because she got to go smell it.
Okay. What did they think?
Yeah, she gave me a full breakdown of her wearing and she liked it. But her complaint, I think, is our complaint, which is it didn't really last that long.
Shocker.
Yeah. What do you know?
I shouldn't tear it down that hard. But it was not bad. It smelled good. Definitely woodsy.
Do you think they're handicapping them to make you want to buy higher concentrations in like the designer world? Do you think they're intentionally doing that?
To some degree, I mean, I would have to say, yeah, because I can think about older stuff that I've bought in the past, like old school designer fragrances that were loud and proud and lasted forever.
That was Tony with Terre de Mes.
Yeah.
You could smell it. It was great. It was popping off of him, and he was wearing an EDT.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, like the original Acquadigio EDT. Like now, I wouldn't even swear to God, I bought it for my dad. So that's what he wore.
Yeah.
And I'd always be like, you smell good, Dad. And his joke would always be like, well, I would hope so. I'd drink some of it because
that's how much he used it.
Well, the fact he had to use a lot of it because he felt like it didn't last long.
Oh.
And so he was just like drowning himself in it.
Gotcha.
So, but I agree. Yeah. I just think it lost its thing, which makes sense. If we just look at anything corporate-y, they're like, we got to make more money.
Yeah.
Where can we make cuts at? So yeah, I do believe there's something there. I don't know what. I'm not an expert. And it's obviously an opinion, but yeah.
Well, I know there's been some distance, but at least what did you think of the actual smell? Longevity aside, so if somebody doesn't care about that.
It did smell good. It was this really cool woodsy type of vibe, and I did really like it. And I actually got somebody smelling, and they liked it as well. But it did feel like a skin scent to me.
I think that there are other niche fragrances, probably for a decent price, that are similar to that I think you could get away with just going the difference in the route. I think I kept saying like Andy Tower and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, you kept mentioning that.
Yeah.
Like you're like a big Andy Tower fanboy.
Well, compared to that, I remember that one was so loud.
Yeah.
The problem with the Tom Fords now is you kind of run out of, runway if we're going to keep the airplane analogies going.
Yeah, it's a skip.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's a skip too.
Just a skip. Because if it was really strong enough to be a sample, I'd be like, hey, that's a good thing. Go sample it because you may like it. I just feel like it's kind of...
Yeah, look, we're not going to like just completely slurp off a Tom Ford just because it's brand new.
Yeah.
You know, you can trust us, guys.
Now, let's get into today's fragrance because I'm really excited about this. It's brand new.
Yeah.
You're taking pictures at the photo booth there. Beautiful red Kajal shimmering photo booth.
Yeah, they've started doing that. I think the last 2 years they've done that.
I liked it. It was really cool. I liked they got your opinion on it. Posted that. That was cool to watch.
Yeah, it did. That was my first Instagram live I've ever done.
Really?
I was with them, yeah.
Well, daggum, they popped your cherry on that, huh?
Cherry almond.
Let's smell it. It's a brand new fragrance, and we're going to open this package up, look at the bottle, smell this bad boy, and then later on, we're going to tell you who won this thing.
Oh, baby.
You want to do the honors?
You go ahead.
Okay.
Get ready for the ASMR part of this show.
Ooh.
Okay, this is the exciting part about opening a Kajal is always a presentation. They go all out.
Wow, that is pretty. It is a ruby red bottle, and it has little, what would you call that? I mean, they're ruby-ish. I know they're probably not real rubies, or this would cost a fuck ton.
No, I think they're real rubies, actually, right?
No, do not say that. But it does look really cool. I've always been a fan of their bottle caps, just because, I don't know, it's just kind of intricate and something new and different.
It's something that's like very authentic to them.
Yeah, very much so.
Nobody goes like, oh, that bottle looks like so-and-so's brand. No, Kajal doesn't look like anybody else.
No, it doesn't. It's really cool, man. And let's smell this bad boy. I'm freaking pumped.
Or bad girl. So, we've got to hip the listeners to a little secret.
What's the secret?
I tested you yesterday.
Yeah.
I lied to you.
Really?
And I loved lying to you, Ryan.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I'm glad you love being deceitful towards me.
No,
your best friend, apparently.
I didn't actually lie, but what I did was I was like, I'm going to catch Ryan and see if he actually likes this fragrance. I'm going to test him to see if he's just a Kajal fanboy or if he really likes this fragrance.
Okay.
So I sprayed Ruby on a tester strip. And you went off. I don't know what you were doing. You're out in the world exploring things. You come back to the studio, and I had sprayed it like 15, 20 minutes before that.
Yeah.
And I go, hey, what do you think about this? You go, what is this? And you get it. And I don't say anything. I just let you smell it. I want to hear your reaction. I didn't want to preface it, because we love Kajal. So I didn't want to tell you it was a Kajal because then I thought, just in case him going, oh, it's Kajal, I better like this. Because they've done so much for us. So I'm just like, just tell me what it is. Just something from the bag of goodies. And you smell it and you go, oh my God, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, that was actually the exact words I used. It's really gorgeous.
Yeah. So no lies.
Now it's smelling a little different because it's actually first rip here.
Yeah.
But it is definitely a unique scent. This smells really good. It was loud yesterday or the other day.
Yeah.
It's loud today.
Oh, they're so loud.
I'm saying this, but it's not a bad thing here. Is this the first cherry almond thing we've ever smelled before that I can think of?
Good question.
I think we've smelled maybe some cherry, but not cherry almond, but I think we smelled something like Guerlain Home IDL or whatever the hell it was that time. Or Heritage. Was it Heritage? I think that one's supposed to have like a cherry one. That's been a long time ago, though.
Maybe so, yeah.
But I can kind of see where somebody would think like cough syrup a little bit. I'm not getting that, though, specifically. I'm actually getting more. God, should I say this? I actually like these things. There's a certain kind of almost like candy.
Oh, like a lozenge.
Yeah. But they're not like the Halls. They're not crazy,
Oh, it's like Luden's cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sweet.
Very sweet.
It's like a piece of candy, basically.
Yes, basically, yeah. It's more that route, but then it's immediately that I guess that fruit part is kind of like softening up, and what's under here is really soft and gorgeous.
Right. So I think dumplings is right then. And I don't know if this is what happens with that combo. There is a certain medicinal quality to it. This is what I said whenever I smelled it for the Instagram Live, because they were like, we want your first impressions. So I'm like, okay. So I'm smelling it. And the first thing I get is it's like a sweet red fruit.
Yeah.
I don't know any of the notes at the time. And then I was like, and there's this medicinal quality that, one, I think cuts it from being too sweet.
I agree.
And then also it makes it kind of addictive to smell. I remember going like, I can't stop smelling this whenever I did the live.
Yeah.
Because I'd take it away from my nose and I'd be talking about it. And then I'd immediately want to smell it again and keep bringing it back up. And I was like, I can't stop smelling this thing. And I think typically when we smell sweet fragrances or fruity fragrances, they lean really sweet. And I like that there's a little bit more attitude to this. There's a little bit more bite to it with that sort of, like you said, that kind of medicinal type smell in there that kind of makes it more palatable and not so like sickly sweet.
It's really good. Like seriously, really good. I don't know if this is a bad complaint, but the only hang up, and I may be skipping ahead too far here, stop me if I am, is the demographic I think this is for.
No, go into it.
Okay. So obviously Myke's over in Milan, enjoying the fucking time of his life.
Of course.
I'm just over here, sappy Ryan.
Your choice. It was your decision.
But we did get a chance to talk briefly a couple of times, and one of them when you were talking about smelling this, the first thing he says, I think it's kind of feminine.
Yeah, for sure.
Not as a bad thing, just like you think it leans more feminine. And I'm smelling when I smelled it the other day, the first thing I said was obviously I was like, wow, this is a really gorgeous fragrance. And then you said what it was, and after we had that conversation, said, yeah, I agree. It may be unisex, but I definitely think it's more feminine leaning.
For sure.
And the fact that it came out on Valentine's Day kind of makes sense because let's just be real. Valentine's is for the ladies, not for the men.
Yeah. It's for us to shower others with gifts.
Exactly.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
It's always nice to give someone you love something special.
Yeah. Like?
I don't know, chocolates or something. I'm smelling the fragrance right now.
Speaking of chocolates, guys, let me tell you about old chocolatier boy over here.
Oh, yeah.
He comes back. He brings a little bit of chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
He makes me try one. And he's like, I watched the fucking chocolatier himself.
I didn't say that. I said you can watch him make it.
Well, yeah, he said you can watch the chocolatier himself freaking make these freaking things. And he got me to try one that was rose and what else? Raspberry?
Yeah, well, I was guessing on the raspberry, but it had rose in the name.
It was
my Italian sucks, guys. So it's like trying to break it down. I have no clue.
Let me tell you though, legitimately, just straight up, I'm not like crazy about just eating the chocolate by itself. It's usually in a chocolate chip cookie or you know. But hands down, the best chocolate I've ever put in my mouth. That rose vibe to it, was insane.
So I screwed up last year. I didn't do it. But the year before as well, I brought back chocolates from Italy.
Yeah.
And we had a moment where we were trying them and talking about it. And so, yeah, I feel like that's a great tradition that needs to kind of happen. But I find it so interesting especially over there, because I don't really see it. We have like a local candy shop that you can go in and they actually make the candy back there and they make the chocolates and stuff too, which is great, but they're not as like artistic as it is over there. And to have like these rose notes and stuff like that in the actual food, it does make it interesting. And I just remember tasting it and going like, this is the first time I've really tasted rose in a candy.
100%.
And really liked it. And it actually connects to Kajal because remember, that's where Mo started.
Yeah.
Mo started on the culinary side and got interested in it. And I think the two go hand in hand.
They absolutely do.
In fact, if you lose your sense of smell and you become anosmic, we've talked about this before. That's what happened to the Ben and Jerry's guy.
Yeah.
Then you don't have a taste.
Yeah.
It has to correspond with your taste buds.
So I'm tasting this chocolate that he brought, and I'm literally going, this tastes like some fragrances we've smelled.
Yeah, exactly.
It was intense. It was easily like just straight up chocolate by itself, the best chocolate I've ever had. And it was also the texture was perfect.
Right. Yes.
But I will say they don't call them turtles here because we apparently found out that
that's owned by
Russell Stover.
Yeah.
But they have these things called caramel rounds here that are giant chocolate on one side, big gob of caramel, and then on top of that, huge fucking pecan, like half whole pecans on it. And they're goddamn ridiculous.
They are. And so is this fragrance.
Let me tell you the notes since we have been talking about notes a little bit here. Top notes, which is strange. I didn't get this. Pineapple? Do you get that, Henny?
Huh.
I don't get that at all.
I wonder if that's like kind of connecting the house with Lamar.
Maybe, but it's pineapple, cherry, red berries, coconut. I actually do get coconut, and almond. I do get that as well. Middle notes are brown sugar, whipped cream, ice cream, and then base notes are amber, tonka bean, musk, vanilla, and benzoin.
That's interesting. I really want to continue to wear this and smell it. I did not spray it on skin in Milan. One of the reasons is I didn't have any more places on my skin to spray anything. And plus, I just kept wearing ICANN over and over and over again.
We just posted a picture with all the stuff that you brought back, and that one and another one where people want to know what that smells like. And guess what? They're going to find out today because we're going to be doing a special bonus episode for the Patreon of ICANN after this.
Yeah, and giving away that bottle. And then meeting up with George Zaharoff, and he asked me, he said, hey, is there anything in the line that you haven't smelled that you want to smell? And I said, I would like to smell Coco Loco. I haven't got to smell it yet, but that's one I've been really interested about.
Yeah.
So he immediately got on his phone and shot us samples of everything he makes. So we have all those as well.
Somebody's going to get those.
Yeah. The whole line.
The whole fucking line. You get to test it.
Yeah. After we test them.
Yeah. We're going to take about 75% out of it. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, this is really, it dries down really soft.
And beautiful.
It's very beautiful.
That's kind of where you got into it. 20, 30 minutes in when you smelled the tester that I had sprayed. This fragrance it's not for everybody because it really is strong in one direction, but we ask for this all the time. We ask for a fragrance that has a strong identity. Mm-hmm. We don't need the generic designer type things anymore.
Take a chance.
Yeah, we need something that speaks to a small demographic of people.
Yeah.
That makes it where it's like, oh, this smells like you, right? This is what we're always hunting after. We even had a Patreon say that they're giving themselves till 2016, 2017, something like that, to find their signature fragrance.
2016? You mean 2026?
Yeah. Oh my God. Where am I? Still working out the lack of sleep. Goodness gracious. I just took away a decade there. I'm sure we'd all like that. Yeah, giving himself the next 1 or 2 years to find a signature scent. Then he said he's getting rid of his whole collection and he's just going to commit.
Yeah, I think he goes by Wild Card.
That's right. Patreon. Yeah,
he is the wild one of the bunch. It looks like so far. We got our eyes on you, buddy.
So that's kind of the thing, though. With this, is like it's so strong in its own personality. It could be that one fragrance you find that you go, if this is you, you go, this is me.
Price and popularity. For 100 ml, this bad boy right here, $252.
It's a great price.
Not bad. Not bad.
Retail. I mean, that at retail for a niche fragrance, again, we talk about this all the time. Sub 300 is the way to be.
Yeah. You got designers trying to be like that price.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, good deal on that. Popularity, and I think it's just because it's new. It hasn't had a lot of votes yet, but it's 3.27 out of 5, 15 votes only on Fragrant. I mean, it's brand fucking new.
Yeah. It's not even 2 weeks old.
Yeah. There's I can smell the coconut a lot, actually. I feel like it's that and like some cream thing going down. The fruit part
has whipped cream in it, it says.
Yeah, the fruit part is like really after that initial burst, which is the strongest part, but after that kind of cools down, you kind of got that very light fruit, but it's mostly to me like coconut and like a cream, maybe the little ice cream kind of vibe going on, which admittedly, I guess that leans towards a gourmand, so it'd be hard for me to wear personally.
Yeah, I'm not going to peg this as you, Ryan.
It's not.
Because it is, to me, in my opinion, it's so feminine.
Very
which is
feminine.
Not a bad thing. It's also slightly on the mature side, I feel, because it's sharp and less sweet.
Yeah.
Which is good. We kind of need that. Most people making fruity fragrances are making them hyper sweet, which to me says youthful, like a younger sort of audience.
Well, flesh it out. Who do you think who's the prototypical, as you would like to say, avatar for this fragrance right here?
I think it's going to be 35 and up.
Okay.
And someone, male or female, that leans really heavy into feminine fragrances.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That wants the softer side. You don't want it to be, I don't know that this is masculine at all.
Yeah. It does say that it is unisex, but I definitely think it is, if you're looking at a thing going, tilting, it is more feminine.
Yeah. And that's okay if that's your route. I think that you're going to find fragrances like this and you're going to be like, oh, perfect.
Is this for a dressed up occasion? Is this an everyday wear? Is this office friendly?
I think it's office and out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like everyday, probably not spraying it on to go to the store, unless that's your personality.
Yeah.
If you're dressing up to, go to Target, then splash it on. But this to me there's an elegance to it that I don't know that you're walking around in sweatpants and smelling like this.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm with you on that.
But I do think it's beautiful, and I would like to smell it on a woman.
Absolutely. It is really a gorgeous scent. I think whoever gets this is going to fucking love this.
Yeah.
And that person is Denise. That's right, Denise. She's been a patron for a while.
Yeah, our little cowgirl out there.
Yes, ma'am. And we are going to give this to you. I think you will enjoy this. I really do. It's very unique. And thank you for being a patron. If you want to be like Denise, become a patron. But Myke, are you going to skip it?
Sample it?
Or buy it?
What are you going to do, Ryan?
Well, Myke, for me, I hate to say this. Mm-hmm. It's like I can't technically say sample for me because it's not something I would personally wear.
Right.
It's a sample out there for somebody else. It's a skip for me personally, but it's a sample out there. If you want to try something unique, it definitely is gorgeous. It is definitely feminine. Yeah. A young lady wearing this, I'm telling you, this smells really good from a guy's perspective here. Mm-hmm. But personally, it's a skip.
Yeah, I would say I'm probably leaning in a similar vein, although what I need to do is just try it.
Yeah.
And wear it. And here's why. Chris had a couple of his normal dude bro friends come out on the trip as well. Just what I wanted you to do, but no big deal. One of them was Ben, and he was able to secure a Xerjoff. We got a full bottle. We'll be doing an episode on it.
Okay.
When I smelled this fragrance, I initially thought, oh, this is for the ladies.
Yeah.
But he wore it a few nights, and it wore really well on him. And so sometimes I may be writing things off, going, oh, it's too feminine, without actually trying it first to just see, what are people going to say if I wear it?
Yeah.
And then maybe they go, oh, I like that smell on you. I don't really know what it is or how it dries down because 9 times out of 10, me and you can spray something on our skin. It's going to smell different on you than me. So I do think I need to be trying fragrances that I would write off initially going, it smells beautiful, but it's not for me. And if I think it smells really good, then maybe just give it a shot. So maybe I'm going to say sample on this, but I'm right for you. My initial brain reaction to it was, this is not really the type of fragrance I'd wear. However, I really like it. And I do think you should get out there and try it if it sounds like something you'd be into.
Absolutely. And just to let you know, Denise, he's not going to be spraying from this. You actually brought home some travel atomizers of it.
Yeah, and we'll be giving those away as well to other patrons. So we have 2 travel atomizers of this that we will be giving away. But we also have samples from Kajal. And that's what we'll be using. So this will be full bottle, full presentation for Denise.
Also, Denise, just a heads up, you're going to get to sample the other latest Kajal, Lamar Noir. We're going to send that with this.
That's right.
Well, he's officially back, guys. You have to bear with us. We may have to get our swimming legs back under us over here.
Right.
But it's good to have you back. I'm glad you're able to take this trip. Thank you to Kajal for making that happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for giving us some great fragrances to check out.
100%. Guys, we seriously love you all. We're glad you've been going on this journey with us is this year 4 now?
Yes.
This is year 4 of the podcast. And man, you guys have constantly showed us love, constantly showed up. And that's what we're trying to do for you guys. I know we missed this last week because Myke was over in Milan.
My bad.
He's back.
I would do it again.
Yeah. He would love to neglect all you guys.
Yeah.
But seriously, thank you all, because without you, the listeners, first and foremost, none of this would be possible for us or for Myke. And so a big thank you to all you guys. And as well, thank you to Kajal. And until next time,
spray it up, y'all.